RiverBender.com's coverage is proudly brought to you by Munganask Burkhart, Alton Toyota, Gerard Fisher, American Family Insurance, Barrett Heating and Cooling, Grid Solar, the power of independence, Haug Orthodontics, creating unforgettable smiles, Lewis & Clark, Community College, Liberty Bank, bank locally, Bank Liberty, Macias Insurance Agency, Nautilus Fitness Center, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville, Tarrant & Harmon, Real Estate and Auction, and Roberts Motors.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganask Burkhart Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and it will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganask Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganask Burkhart carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
We protect your house and your car. Because we know they're the launching pad to their dreams. And now you can save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Okay, so yeah, it's live.
Since we're live streaming, people can only hear you if you're speaking to the mic. Yes. All right. Sorry. Yeah, I didn't know what. Should I use the main one that's on the stand for the most part while we're up there? Just turn this on. So all the presenters, and then yeah, use like that. Okay. Perfect.
Get paid to go solar.
We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
also take care of a lot of the public areas, beautification through gardening and litter cleanups and public art and things like that. And we also offer all kinds of small business support services. We are here to help the mom and pops compete with the Amazons and the big boxes of the world. So that is who we are and what we do. And if you're not familiar with What's Up Downtown, this is just a quarterly forum that we have, no set agenda. We just keep our ear to the ground on things that are going on, and new things that people are excited about, and we ask people to come and say a few words so that you can hear right from the horse's mouth what is going on in the downtown district. We'll also mention that tonight's event is being live streamed on RiverBender.com, so hello to everybody who is watching from home. And you can always catch up on this recorded later if you wanted to watch it later on as well. We invite you to leave your business cards, brochures, menus, flyers, things like that on the back information table. Please do browse that on your way out and pick up anything that you are interested in to take home with you to remind you later. Let's see. On behalf of Alton Main Street, I did have some announcements of some stuff that's coming up. We are busily setting all of our dates for all of our events and booking all of our bands for all of our concerts and things like that, which is super exciting. I will skip fall and winter since we'll be getting together again before that, but for our spring and summer lineup of events, we have our pop-up clothing swap coming up on April 6th. That is a cool event where everybody just goes through their closets and gets all of their clothes and shoes and accessories that they no longer wear. We bring them all together in a big room that's organized just like a department store. You leave what you don't want and you carry out whatever you can carry. And everything that's left over, we donate to local charities. And then even your worn out, shabby, blankets, towels, things like that, we have a group called Remains that comes over and picks those up and recycles them, turns all that stuff into pillow stuffing and things like that. We save tons and tons of fabric from going into the landfill. So please do mark your calendar for that. Start cleaning out your closets. We have our pup crawl. That is a pub crawl with dogs. That is going to be set for Saturday, May 31st this year. A number of establishments are pet friendly, patios and such, so we invite everybody to bring their dog around and have a fun day on the town with them. We've got our all-wheels drive-in car show set for Sunday, June 8th. That will be out here on the streets of 3rd State and Bell area. And of course, we've got our very popular Alton Farmers and Artisans Market that is going to start Mother's Day weekend. That is May 10th this year. Runs a 24-week season through October 18th. And last but not least, we are very excited to announce that we are moving the night market. That is happening every Thursday in June and July, except we are going to skip July 3rd, which is fireworks night this year. But we are going to be, hopefully, 99% sure, moving to Sugar Alley, right here behind this row of buildings in the back. We're working with the new owners of Cat Daddies to put the band in their green space right here next to their building, and then we will have all of our artist booths go all the way down Sugar Alley on Broadway, so it will be very visible to everyone in the public, and hopefully it will get a whole lot of foot traffic happening down here in the downtown district. So we are very excited about that and hope that you all plan to join us. Also, we have a number of featured speakers that we have lined up here, but we also take the mic after that and pass it around the room, row by row. So if you have something that you would like to share, feel free to either stand up at your seat, or if you would prefer, feel free to come up to the stage. That is completely up to you, but we welcome you to share your news. One last thing, I want to mention that first quarter, we focus on our partnership and sponsorship drive. So if you are interested in being a member as a business or making a charitable donation to the Friends of Alton Main Street as a resident, there are QR codes on the back table there where you can get that done, and we would appreciate your support to do everything that we do. Next, we'll move on to our featured speakers. First up, Betsy Allen. She's got to run real quick to get up to the City Council meeting in just a bit, so we put her at the top of the hour, and she's going to talk a bit on the proposed flood mitigation tactics for the downtown district.
Hi everyone, I'm Betsy. Thank you, Sarah. And these are my most favorite meetings to come to because they are just always so inspiring and exciting and creative. And now I'm here to talk about flood mitigation. It's awful. But it is something that is, as you all know, always prone to flooding and will continue to be prone to flooding for all time. Part of the problem being next to our wonderful building. And so first I just want to make sure to invite everyone to the City of Alton is doing a public meeting from 6 to 7:30, and we're going to probably thinking, most people are thinking about the flood wall. And does anybody have an opinion yet? Can I see the yeses in the room for who wants a flood wall? Can I see a show of hands for I don't know? That's fair. I mean, there are no wrong answers here. And then, does anyone want a flood wall? No. Okay. That is, in my 3.5 years that I've been an alderman for Ward 1 in the city, that is the response I get from everyone. I have yet to find one person who is in favor of a flood wall. That being said, these efforts, there's about 3 different things that we're trying to do. One is to raise Chesson Lane, which is down at the east end of town, and the pathway to much of our industrial business in the city, and it floods. So that's one thing that needs to be raised. Number 2 is the infrastructure in downtown Alton. That has to do with pumps and seals and trying to keep water out of basements. And the third thing is a wall. And that would run along Sugar Alley. When you were just talking about your event that will be, what is it, Thursday night market? Like, if this happens this summer, I'm worried that will not be, able to happen. But so I just encourage you all to come to listen. I'm not an engineer. I'm not an expert. The city incurs about $700,000 at least a year, each time that it floods, that we have major flooding. And so city representatives are just looking for ways to mitigate those expenses and also the economic damage that happens when businesses have to close and evacuate and all the bad stuff that comes with flooding. So at this point, I can let you know that I am opposed to it based on my constituency, but I'm also all ears for anyone who wants to speak to the contrary. Does anybody have any questions? I have lots of information, but don't want to. Yes?
Sorry, I do live in Ward 1, and then this is my space, so I'm invested in the issue. So I heard a little bit about it on the radio earlier today, and what they were saying is something about removable walls. Did I hear that wrong?
No, you did not. As part of the design for the wall, they, along Sugar Alley, they're talking about, I'm not exactly sure of the height, and those specifics will be discussed tomorrow night. So there would be a portion of the wall that would be lower, and then as the water comes, and depending on how high it's predicted to be, there will be panels that can be installed to deter flooding. So, yes.
But I have another question.
Yeah.
You live on a big hill that, obviously the water comes from both ways. Do you do that with any amount of, whether it's communities or have rain gardens and ways to kind of hold rain on your property in effective ways help? Or are they just worried about the
I think right now this just has to do with water coming out of the banks of the river.
Okay.
So, this was prompted after the 2000, I'm sure that the city's been talking about how to fix this problem for all time, but after the 2019 flood, the city decided to try to do something about it, and I think that estimates were lower at first, how to finance these things that need to be done, and then as more study was done, the costs sort of keep rising. The city has been awarded a federal grant from FEMA that requires a match of about $3 million from the city, and I think the goal is to use TIF funds for that. So, at the same time, one thing that was interesting was the Corps of Engineers, while we were doing our engineering, which was required to figure out how do we create infrastructure that can help us during a flood, the Corps of Engineers completed a study on
Alton, and they came up with actually 4 different wall scenarios. And the price for those ranged from 94 million to, I think it was 45, and some of that was in connection with if we an option to work with, oh my gosh, I always say Conagra and I don't mean Conagra. Ardent Mills, of course. They've done a lot of work on building a flood wall there to protect them, but that was all done through private funding. So, you know, there's a discrepancy between what the Corps of Engineers recommends for the city and then the plan that we've come up with. So there's just lots of still questions and answers that need to happen. So what else? Any other questions? No? None? Everyone just says no? I understand.
I do.
Yes.
How would you do with the flow of traffic on State Street? You wouldn't be able to turn out onto the River Road, whatever we're calling the road.
Right. Well, and here's one thing is that so State and also Piasaw would still be open. So if a flood were to occur, we would still require the city at that time to do the temporary wall. So there would still be some effort on the city's part to prevent flooding. And if they were doing that, you wouldn't be turning onto those streets anyway because they would be underwater already.
Yeah, but I meant the permanent wall was
Yes.
there. And it said it was going to go from Piasaw all the way down to Williams, which to me...
Well, state will be, yes, you're right, but state will be left open.
Okay.
It will be, there will be columns and then temporary walls would be put in between. And it would be something similar to efforts that you've seen in the past. So the Corps of Engineers eventually at the end of their study recommended dry flood proofing for their 40 buildings in downtown. So I just asked, could this funding possibly be, our funding request from FEMA be amended to assist businesses in downtown with dry flood proofing efforts instead of building the walls. So you're,
one thing I think it's important to mention too, the Corps said that the wall would 100% mitigate. I think that's
right. I don't know that we have any guarantees that what is proposed will either. Water tends to go where water wants to go. And I think it's all coming from a good place in the city trying to, come up with ideas and ways to help and to save money in the long run. But I don't feel like the community is sold on it, and maybe that will change tomorrow night after further discussion from our engineers. So thank you. I encourage you to come, and if you have any questions after this, you can. I do have to run, but I'm always available. You can call me. My phone number is on the City of Alton website. Sarah has it, and I'd be happy to speak with any of you anytime. So, thanks.
Testing? Check, check. Can you hear me? Great. Awesome. Our next featured speaker for the evening is Chantel Morgan. She is going to be sharing some updates on the new location of Jacoby Arts Center right down the block at 208 State Street.
Careful, it's hot.
I'm not worried.
Hi, everybody. So I'm pretty sure most of you have already heard, but just in case you haven't, Jacoby Art Center has signed a lease on a new space. We are really excited to announce that we are moving into 208 State Street, as Sarah said. It is the old location of State Street Market. It is just going to be a wonderful space for our programming. We are able to keep quite a lot of what we have done in the past and potentially open ourselves up to doing some new things as well. Right now, the building was in need of some renovations, some deep cleaning. We're going to do some painting. So we are very hopeful to have some programming ready for you, even if that's just some pop-up artist workshops or maybe a few welcome to the neighborhood type events. By the end of April, beginning of May, and you know how it goes with renovations of old buildings. I'm going to say that. You're all going to be like, she said April, and then we're going to find something else that needs to be fixed. So don't hold me to that, but we are very hopeful. The way things are moving along right now, it looks very possible. So April, May, maybe, and then regular programming beginning in June. And that's going to include kids' summer camps, like I promised you at the last What's Up Downtown, that will be coming back, and an expansion of our clay studio program. We're going to be able to offer our normal studio rental program to artists in the area who would like to practice art within our spaces instead of within their own, because we know clay can get very messy. And then potentially doing some events in the courtyard outside too. So yeah, we're really excited about it. It is kind of consuming our every waking moment, but if you have any questions, you can shoot us an email to info@jacobyartcenter.org. I know a lot of people want to, right now we're kind of into floors, things that we need more specialized help with, but there may be some volunteer opportunities coming up later this spring where you can come in and roll your sleeves up in exchange for getting the first glance at it. And then we can always use your donations. We are a nonprofit, and we're always happy to take a check. If you don't want to give us your elbow grease and you're not into doing art, please write us a check. That would be fine as well. Any questions from anybody that I can answer? Correct, yes. The Jacoby family has been very receptive to that. They're very pleased with our new space. So probably what we're going to go with is Jacoby Art Center at State Street Studios. They are going to be a little bit more studio focused on our programming. Yes. So we will have the same footprint as State Street Market. Where the old copper bar was, I don't know if you're familiar, will be our actual clay studio. So you'll be able to walk down State Street, look in the window and see people throwing clay, which is probably my favorite part of the new space. And then the old kitchen area will be our glazing and kiln firing space, plus studio rental space for them to have their own, potentially put in their own wheels if they'd like, or have their own storage space for pieces that they're making. And then the upstairs where the little wine bar was at State Street Studio will become our new kids area. In theory, some of this is still a little bit flexible as we sort of work our way into the space. And then the more downstairs area toward the courtyard is probably going to be a maker's space. Again, that's a little bit flexible as we kind of play with ideas on how to monetize the different spaces and meet the needs of the community of what they've asked for. Yeah. We had like 10,000 square feet, so we're not going to have anywhere near that. I think we're somewhere in the range of 3,000-ish. Yeah. So less than half, but we've really come up with some neat ideas on how to maximize that square footage. One of the really fun things that we have planned is, now that my night market is basically moving down Broadway with us, is partnering with Alton Main Street to pop up potentially some vendors on that side of State Street, as well as maybe using the courtyard for additional vendor space. Anybody else? Okay, well, that's all we have so far. I will see you at the next What's Up Downtown to tell you about what our programming is going to look like this summer. Thank you.
Super exciting. Next up, I would like to invite Megan Tyler to the stage. She would like to speak about the important work that they are doing at Sacred Spaces of Care, including a lot of services to support people experiencing homelessness in our community.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I already had the introduction, but if you don't know me, my name is Megan Tyler. I live in Alton. My kids go to Alton High School. I work in Alton. We founded Sacred Spaces of Care in early 2023. When we founded the organization, my vision was to not duplicate services that already exist in our community, but really to look and try to identify some gaps in what we were seeing in our community. And so there's a lot of various entities, as you're well aware, and working with our unhoused population and those that are experiencing mental health crisis and substance use disorder, and those types of things are, especially during election season, a little bit of a hot topic with various opinions on how do we approach working with our unhoused and trying to get people off the streets and get them into the care that they need. And so we believe that that's a very multifaceted situation. We are extremely trauma informed. And so one of the goals that we continuously keep in mind is that when we really don't identify the root cause of some of the pain that people are experiencing, then we can do all of the things, but all of the things are going to be less successful when we're not addressing the root. And so our primary goal is to address those root causes and also try to reduce barriers that exist. Some of those barriers we create ourselves. Our systems are not always the most easy to navigate when someone is making the difficult decision to pursue help for themselves. But we want to just try to walk alongside individuals in that process. And so if you haven't heard of Sacred Spaces, I would love for you to learn about us. Our website, sacredspacesofcare.org. Our Facebook page, we have lots of events, lots of educational community awareness that we do. We do trauma awareness trainings. We do conversations on substance use disorder and recovery. You may have heard about us mostly through our partnership with the Alton Police Department. So if you've heard, seen various articles, reports out about our partnership with them, we do two things there. One is we need to support our law enforcement. They are exposed to a lot of chronic trauma over the course of their careers, and we often realize the bravery that they have in serving and protecting, but that trauma does take a toll on your body. It's very similar to our military coming back from overseas and experiencing PTSD and those types of things. And so one of the projects that we do at the Alton Police Department is internal. We focus on officer wellness and suicide prevention. You might be unaware that there are actually more law enforcement officers dying by suicide than there are in line of duty deaths now. And we believe that that's a real problem that we need to address. And so we work on wellness with them. We educate on trauma and what that looks like and the toll that does take, the correlation between your physical health and your mental health. But we also don't stop there. We go and we talk about relationships, and we talk about financial wellness, and we talk about physical fitness and nutrition and their sleep habits, which are atrocious because of their schedules and all those types of things. And so we're really trying to give our best effort to just pour into them and help them become more aware of the chronic trauma in their lives. And then the second half of that is how do we take that knowledge about trauma and mental health crisis and substance use disorder and just all of those things that, again, have root causes, and apply that to the people in our community as well, which a lot of people are hurting. And so we do some co-response with them where I go out on calls with some of our patrol officers and just try to work with some of those individuals in the moment that might either be unhoused or experiencing a crisis, try to kind of de-escalate a little bit, and we're able to, in the moment, talk to them just from a real life perspective where I can say, hey, my name's Megan. I'm not an officer. I'm not in uniform. There's not really a, intimidation factor going on necessarily, and say, like, I'm a person who has some lived experience. I have friends who I've walked through active addiction with and mental health struggles. I just want to be here. Can I talk to you? What would you like to do? Do you want to make some choices? Can I offer you some options? And we don't dictate that path for anyone. We just provide those options, and we believe there's multiple pathways to healing, and we just kind of help walk alongside that process. And so we do a lot of referrals and a lot of linkages to anything that you can think of related to trauma and those root causes. So that can be housing, it can be mental health, it can be substance use, it can be application assistance, it can be employment help, it can be resumes, it can be transportation, childcare. I mean, the list goes on and on and on because it's very individualized for that person and what their family might need. I know that was a lot of information, but the two things to just kind of walk away with is we're very much in the lane of like trauma education and then also like resource navigation. And so I'm gonna leave some materials on the back table as well. We have resource guides that we've tried to create for our local community that can just let you know when someone is struggling, when I'm struggling, when a family member is struggling, when I see someone on the street struggling, where can we kind of get them to as like a first point. And as soon as I print them, they go out of date because something changes or a new resource pops up, which is great. So we've also turned them into electronic resource guides. You can see those links on our Facebook page, our website, have them right on your phone. So I'll leave all that information, QR codes, my contact info. We do have an event on Saturday that I'm super excited about, and then I'll wrap up. And I think if you want to know what we're about, if you can grab friends and family and bring them to this, we're doing a film premiere. We created and produced a film called Finding Jacob, and it's actually a story of someone who is now in recovery, who lived a life of substance use disorder, mental health challenges, was unhoused for a portion of time, lost custody of his children, all those types of things, and then moved into a life of recovery. And it showcases also the work that we do, how law enforcement is involved in that, our hospital systems, just the kind of that whole process. So I want to invite you to that and encourage you to come at 1 p.m. at Hathaway Cultural Center on Lewis and Clark campus on Saturday. From 1 to 2 is a resource fair. There's going to be 24 plus local mental health substance use providers there. And then we debut the film at 2 p.m. And then we have a speaker panel discussion afterwards. And we're going to open the floor to some questions and just kind of talk through the process of Jake's story and our collaboration and that kind of thing. So any quick questions? I know I took a little bit of time. Yes, ma'am. So we were able to get off the ground through restricted funding. It's a federal grant through IDHS. We have two. One of them is our first responder suicide prevention grant. Sadly, that grant ends June 30th of this year, and we have been informed there is no continuation of that grant. So when it comes to our officer wellness initiatives, we are going to have to look at a lot more private funding or some other options to kind of sustain that program. And then the Alton Police Department was awarded a grant that is a DOJ grant for their CIT efforts. And the way that they got that was that they did have to partner with an agency that was doing that resource navigation. And so we are a sub-award of that. That grant also ends this year on September 30th. So we had a trivia night recently. We have the film event on Saturday. We're applying for more grants. But yes, if you would like to contribute financially, that would be huge for us. We're little and just getting off the ground, but we've done a lot in our first year. I did want to say too, like if you go to our Facebook page, we did publish a 2024 annual report. And if you're just looking for a snapshot of what do they do and what are they about, all of our funding sources are listed, all of our activities, our outcome data for the year, some success stories of clients that we've worked with. So that would really paint a good picture for you guys if you're interested in kind of seeing what we're about. So, any other questions? All right, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. And if you can believe it, Megan's organization is only 2 years old. She has already moved mountains in the short amount of time that she's been officially working on this, probably preparing her whole life. But thank you so much for everything you're doing, and keep it up. Next up, I would like to invite Julie Harper to the stage. She is the proprietor of the new Bluff City Bazaar Artisan Collective and is opening in April right down the street. And I wanted to bring her up here so she could tell you all the details.
Hello, I'm Julie Harper, and I, along with 5 other very capable and talented people, are opening up an artisan collective a few blocks up the street here on Bell Street, 612 Bell. I started sort of as an artist because I went to art school, and then I decided I wasn't sure about that. So I became an archaeologist for 7 years, and then I went to law school. And then I opened my law office at 612 Bell Street. And after a while, many years, COVID happened, and I ended up working some at home. And in the meantime, I came back to art, or art came back to me. And I started back making things, and I just took over my life, and I began doing more art and less law. And then my office was vacant. So my husband and I decided maybe we should do an artisan collective. So I looked through in my mind my friends that I know could make things or were curators of unique items. And so I handpicked these women, and and it's not necessarily always going to be all women, but we're doing a little bit of a profit sharing type, ownership thing. So everyone who is there, who's a core member, kind of has their own ability to have their own shop. So you know a little bit about me. Now I want to go through everyone's. I've got Crystal Stevens, who she owns Flourish Farmstead along with her husband, and folk school. So she's an herbalist, an author, an artist herself. Eric's an artist. She makes all kinds of herbal teas and all kinds of cool things. And she has this something called Hocus Pocus Focus, which is a herbal Adderall type thing that makes you focus. And so that's really interesting and different. And she does some skincare stuff too. And then we have Tina Marlowe, who she is from Collinsville, I believe, but she does all kinds of hand dyeing of vintage fabrics and things that she finds at yard sales and things, linens, cottons. She does leaf dyeing, rust dyeing, all kinds of things I don't know anything about. And she makes these coats out of quilts, and just, it's great. All this kind of stuff that you won't find anywhere else. Kaylin Gaither, my husband calls her the bug lady. She makes all kinds of cool art using butterfly wings and leaves and carcasses of different kinds of insects. So she does an insect taxidermy art, which is very, very cool. Kelly Lee, she does murals around town. She's really a talented artist. She's somewhat of a commercial artist. She got her start in college with I forgot to tell you, Kaylin's thing is called River City Oddities. The bug lady is River City Oddities, and Tina is Shake Rag Studio. So anyway, back to Kelly. Kelly, her business is called Hype of Type. So she does all kinds of things with typesets. She hand letters and does all kinds of hand-done signs and murals, and she and Crystal together are making our sign. So they're so capable. These people are just doing it all. And so Kelly does real kind of a lot of avant-garde type things, and she got her start doing, she would get paintings and things out of the trash or at thrift stores and put different funny phrases or unique, quirky type on those. Shay Radcliffe, who I've known for many years as well, she does vintage clothes She curates vintage clothes. She has Radcliffe's Rad Threads, sorry. She's been collecting and selling vintage clothes for several years, and she just loves it. She's so good. Everybody loves her vintage clothes, and she has really quite a following. And then is me. So my art, I've been oil painting a lot lately, but I also do these upcycled boots. I started on Etsy in 2012 when I was practicing law a lot and needed sanity. So I would get up in the middle of the night and decorate cowboy boots and jackets and make kids clothes and whatever. And so I had a very successful Etsy shop that took over my life, and in a good way. I'm not really on Etsy anymore. Made over 2,000 pairs of those boots. Really got sick of it. But I also do the oil painting. I upcycle, anything, old jewelry boxes, whatever. So, and I make clothes by hand, and I dye things too. And I like using I travel a lot, and I bring things home from mostly Europe, and some of those things I sell to just as they are, and some of those things I might use to make other things out of. So we are looking for other vendors to, not core members that would work, but vendors who just want to either rent space or do consignment. And so we are looking for a deadline of tomorrow night to get our initial first tier of applications in. The applications and a little bit more of a description are on our Facebook page, Bluff City Bazaar. And then we probably will open it again for a second tier of requests and applications. We are having a grand opening sometime in April, hopefully, and we're tentatively scheduling opening April 1st, and then we want to have kind of an event for a grand opening sometime, hopefully shortly thereafter. So, does anybody have any questions? Okay, okay, that's great. Bluff City Bazaar. Yes? Oh, I'm sorry. My shop is the Look Factory. And I've had my shop, I actually did have a physical shop, which I still do. It's seasonally closed, but it's open in Elsa. Usually I was only open on Saturday because I have a website, and I was selling online for, most of the time that I was doing my art, and I've only recently gone more local when we bought this place in Elsa. And so I'm sort of trying to segue back into downtown Alton because, well, who doesn't love downtown Alton? Plus we have this space, right? And so we're super excited about the Sugar Alley thing and the Jacoby's coming right here. It's all wonderful. Okay, I think that's it.
It's all happening. Thanks, Julie. Super excited about this. I plan on selling some plants there, so FYI, keep your eye out for that. Next up, I would like to invite Father Garen Daniels to the stage. He is relatively new leader at St. Paul's Episcopal Church and wanted to introduce himself to the community.
Good evening. I'm Father Garen Daniels. That is right. I'm very new still. My wife and I moved out here last March, but started at the end of May. I am the 21st rector of St. Paul's and Trinity Chapel. For those not familiar with the word rector, think of a professor with tenure. I'm kind of stuck here a little longer, whether they like it or not. And so, what is the Episcopal Church? There are a lot of people who don't know what the Episcopal Church is, so I figure I'd start there. The Episcopal Church, the best way to describe it is Catholic but Reformed in the English tradition. We have the sacraments, we have deacons, priests, bishops, and we base everything first and foremost on Scripture, then tradition, so looking at church history, looking at the fathers, the mothers, the saints of the church, and then looking at human reasoning and experience and using all of that to really get to the core of what we believe and who we are. Now, St. Paul's Episcopal Church and Trinity Chapel were typically known as the Episcopal Parish of Alton. That combines the two of us. We have St. Paul's right over here on 10 East 3rd Street and Trinity Chapel on State Street right across from Johnson's Corner, which is nice because then you just go over there for some really yummy food. And so we've been around since 1836. Next year, we'll celebrate our 190th anniversary of being present in this community. So what are we up to? What's going on? There have been a lot of changes for our church, whether that be for COVID like everyone else, and then the fire, and changes in leadership and priests, people retiring. So a lot has happened. And we're trying to get back to the core of who we are and what our purpose is. And that's community. That's community, and that community to live and preach and teach the message of the gospel. And so what does that mean? That means looking at worship twice on a Sunday. That looks like celebrating the feast days. We celebrate a lot of the saints of the church as being examples to live up to. And so we have feast days that we celebrate and fellowship afterwards, morning prayer, Monday through Thursday. We believe in the importance of feeding yourself also. You never stop being a learner. So we have Bible study twice a week. We have book club, which isn't necessarily religious, but it's reading. We have book club. We also believe in the importance of taking care of yourself. So we have monthly workout classes that my wife teaches, and so there's that. Fridays there's a walking group. There's a lot of just different events going on. But besides just that, we recognize that we really want to be true to ourselves and really help our community. That means going outside the doors, right? Church is more than just staying inside of a building and praying. Don't get me wrong, love it. Big fan of the church. But it also means going out into the community and also bringing people in to our building to use. So we've hosted things like the Green Bazaar, and we hope to host again. And we've hosted the Great River Choral Society, and I think we're planning on having Ignite Youth Choir this summer. So a lot of different opportunities for people to explore the church and use the church space. Besides that, we're also deep into the community in the form of helping with Crisis Food Center, whether that's either giving major donations in the form of food or money. We've helped out with the overnight warming locations and supplying for them, and hopefully going to do more with them in the future. We also have a pet food pantry. How many people knew that we had a pet food pantry? Okay, a few people. So you hear that and you think it's kind of weird, but it's actually really cool. And the idea behind the pet food pantry is a lot of people who are going through a hard time or who are homeless or whatever situation they're in, they are likely going to feed their pet before they feed themselves. And so the idea is if we can help alleviate that, if we can help feed the pets, then they can make sure that they have the time, the money, and the resources to take care of themselves. So we run the pantry at St. Paul's. It opens once a month on the first Sunday of the month from like 12:30 to 1:30. People can come, tell us how many dogs you have, how many cats you have. That's really the only questions we ask. There's no background, there's no ID taken, nothing like that. You just tell us what you need, and we try to meet that need the best we can. We usually, every month, service about 30 to 35 people, hundreds and hundreds of animals, because some people have like 12 cats. I mean, more power to you. I have 2 dogs. So the pantry has been a huge help, and recently we've gotten actually some really exciting donations that is going to help us really boost that ministry and make it a bigger presence to our community and a better resource for everyone. So those are a few of the more outreach-focused things that we're doing. We're also a big advocate of AA, Alcoholics Anonymous. We host 3 groups weekly. One of those groups celebrated their 50th anniversary, I think, of being at the church, or 75th. I don't know. They've been here for a long time. And so if you are involved in recovery ministries and you're looking for a space, I do want to say that we have a space. We just got this really exciting grant that really is allowing us to update the room that our recovery ministries are in. And so we want to try to get more of those ministries in our building to show the importance of recovery, that people can recover and they do recover. And so I'm going to stop there. I'm kind of a talker. It's kind of part of the job. Are there any questions or anything you're curious about what we're doing or who we are? Yeah.
What's the name and location again?
So St. Paul's Episcopal Church, it's 10 East 3rd Street, and the other church is Trinity Chapel on 1901 State Street. Trinity Chapel has service at 8:15 on Sunday, and St. Paul's at 10:30 on Sunday. They're pretty similar. Trinity Chapel's a lot smaller, kind of cozy. There's music, but less music, and then St. Paul's goes all out with music, with it all. So it's nice. Any other questions? Okay. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, so we're trying to revamp our choir this year. That's going to be a big undertaking. So if you sing, you don't even have to be a member of a church, but if you want to sing, come find me. But we're trying to work on that. We hold sometimes services called Evensong, which is all music focused. It's basically evening prayer with a lot of music. And so we're trying to do that more. But also another big effort that we're trying for this year is also invite people who want to do recitals, whether that's with the organ or with our piano, whatever it is, to invite more people to show their music talent. It doesn't have to necessarily be really church related, but if you want to come and use the space because it is great for people who sing, it's great for people who can play. It's a great space for music. It was made for music. And so we're really trying to find ways. So again, if you sing or you play or anything like that, please come and find me because the space is open to you. Other questions? Awesome. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much. I can vouch they are so wonderful to work with. We just hosted our first event there in November, the Green Gift Bazaar, and it went swimmingly. It's a great space, and they have a beautiful bridal suite if you know anybody who is planning a wedding, all kinds of wonderful things happening at St. Paul's. Thank you so much. Next up, I would like to invite Joan Meyer from the stage. Her business is called Wisdom Qigong Meditation, and she practices out of Radiance Yoga on Broadway.
Good evening, everyone, and it's so nice to be here. I moved my practice into Alton, as Sarah mentioned, through Radiance Yoga and Wellness, just down the street at 211 East Broadway, about a year ago this month. It's been a dream of mine, and it's no coincidence that it's happened here in Alton. So, Father said, how many people are familiar with the Episcopal Church? How many people here are familiar with the practice of Qigong? Oh, great. Thanks. So the practice, the name of my company is Wisdom Qigong Meditation. Wisdom Qigong is an Eastern meditative practice. And Qigong is, our practice is moving Qi. Qi is also our life, another word for our life energy. And how do we practice the energy in our body, or exercise, if you will, exercise the energy within our body? And we do that in 3 ways: through gentle physical movements, through chanting practices, and silent guided meditation. And I lost my spot. So in April 26th and 27th, we're having a workshop. I'm very excited about it. The focus of the workshop is intention and practice. In Wisdom Qigong, intention is a technical term. When we look at the hierarchy of will, it begins with a dream and then progresses into a wish, a hope, a goal, and lastly, intention. So the workshop will be teaching and exploring theories and practices of Wisdom Qigong to help you identify and achieve your personal intention. Again, that's April 26th and 27th. It's the weekend after Easter at Radiance Yoga and Wellness on Broadway. Any questions? Thank you so much, and above all else, thank you so much for wholeheartedly welcoming me into your community. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, before we open it up to the floor, I did have one announcement to make on behalf of someone who couldn't be here tonight. I wanted to share that the Sierra Club is going to be having a seed and plant swap on Saturday, March 8th from noon to 2 p.m. right here at Hainer Library's downtown branch at 326 Bell Street. It is free to attend, and they also say if you don't have any seeds of your own and you're interested, please come because there is always an overabundance of seeds to share. So if you are a gardener or interested in getting into that this season, go and meet some of your fellow gardening enthusiasts and pick up some great quality seeds, a lot of heirloom seeds people save from their own gardens from year to year. So it's just a really interesting and fun way to spend an afternoon and connect with some other gardeners. Okay, so I'm going to start passing the microphone around row by row. If you've already spoken or you don't have anything to say, feel free to just pass it along to your neighbor. If you would like to say a few words, please do. Just make sure that the live stream can only hear what is being said through the microphone. So if you're speaking, please make sure to speak into the microphone. Got anything, Melissa? How about you? Another Melissa.
I'm Melissa Bland. I own Honeybee Vintage on Broadway. Hard to believe, but we are celebrating our first anniversary in March. So to celebrate, thank you. I thank you for your patronage of the shop. It's been quite the process over the last year, and we're still experiencing growth and new customers every day. So thank you for that. Just want to invite you in March to celebrate that milestone. We are offering a free gift with any purchase. If your purchase totals $100 or more, you get a $40 gift bag. And if you would like to mark your calendar for March 15th, we'll have a little celebration in store with sips and sweets, and you'll just get to see all the new arrivals. So hope to see you there.
Pass it along. Anybody? You guys already spoke? Anything to say?
Hello, my name is Shirley Portwood, and as I was thinking about what I was going to say, I thought I don't have anything to share. But then I started thinking about what I've been doing lately. I'm a retired professor from SIUE, and what I've done lately is started writing a book about my mother, who was bipolar. And I think it would be publishable and that people would buy it, but my fear is that I'll alienate my family if I tell the truth. And so I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do with that. But anyway, it's been fun. It's been interesting.
Okay. Hi, I'm Meredith Seithel, brand new here. I'm the founder of Tiger Lily Resources. We are a local Midwest mission with a national reach, fighting human trafficking, raising awareness, and serving child survivors. And we currently have a safe home and have had it since 2019 up in Jersey County, about 15 minutes from here. And we are in the process right now of building out our office and training center right down at 544 East Broadway. Quite the undertaking. And we're also in the process of building out a retreat center that's about an hour from here in Sorrento, Illinois, that the survivors, when they are done at our safe home, ready to return home if it's safe, or if they're placed with foster families, they can go and spend time out at the retreat center. All three of those projects are all going on at the same time, so please keep me in your thoughts for sanity. So thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to remind everybody to vote April 1st. It's coming up.
Since we're speaking of voting, I wasn't going to say anything, but my name's Lauren Wilson. I'm running for city clerk. I've recognized some of you. I just really came to listen, but you know, April 1st. I have my website. Oh gosh, it's wilsonforclerk.com. All my info is on our city website. I'm currently the deputy clerk. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Regardless of who you vote for, please vote on April 1st.
Oh, sorry. I get nervous. Hi, my name is Emily. I am with RiverBend Yoga along with Vicki Delaney here. Just want to kind of go over some of our offerings we have in March, because that's as far as my brain is willing to go. Starting on Sundays, we actually have a 4:30 book club yoga with the book The Gifts of Imperfection. So it's a little bit of yoga, a little bit of discussion. I do believe Shelly's going to have like a little bit of snacks there too. And then Tuesdays at 11 a.m., we just started yoga for arthritis. if anybody's available for that. Supposed to be an ongoing thing past March. Also, I think this one's purely just March. Thursdays, 11:30 to 12:15. We have a lunchtime beginners yoga. I can't read my own handwriting. We also have kids yoga on the 8th and the 22nd at 2 p.m. I do believe there's something else going on that date at the library, and I totally just spaced on what that was. But after, Sierra Club. Seed swap, thank you. So after the seed swap, you can come have their kids do yoga while you go have fun with all your plants. And I actually might be attending because that sounds fantastic. Trying to get into gardening. We also have a sound bath on the 14th at 6:30 p.m. Using the singing sound bowls in our insulated room. All the reverberations feel so cool. And those of you who have never been to the studio before, we do have a $50 new student special, and it's for any classes within 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So any amount of classes you can come all day, every day for $50 for 2 weeks. So if you guys are interested, RiverBend Yoga, we are right down the street at 100 West 3rd Street.
I don't want to be stuck behind this podium. Hi, I came down for the pizza. I really don't need to come up here. My name is Hope. I am the director and co-founder of Rock the Hops. Who knows what Rock the Hops is? Hey now, there we go. Okay, Rock the Hops is Alton's original music and art festival. It was started here by my husband and I 10 years ago, and over the years we have featured over 180 local bands, which equates to about 700 musicians. So let that sink in, 700 musicians who live, work, and create right here. The difference with our festival is that it showcases original musicians. These musicians write and perform their own music. So it's a very big deal. There is no festival like it in the region, and it will not be duplicated. We are returning this year on August 9th from 2 to 8, and I am here seeking sponsorships and venues. There are some spots left if you want to be a venue. Sponsorships are crucial to this event, so if you or your business or your organization are fans of local music and art, please, I encourage you to just grab me or check out our website, rockthehopsalton.com. You can grab one of these over there on the table. There's a little QR code to scan. If you are a musician or an artist and you would like to apply, that is also open. And we are flooded with applications every year. It's a lot of work to get that number down to roughly 25 to 30 bands, but our team does it and we do it well. And I want you all to come out. Tickets are on sale now. Venues, sign up, sponsorships, the whole works. Thank you.
Have we missed anyone around the perimeter? Yvette, sure.
Hi, I'm Yvette Paris. I'm been with Alton Main Street since last June, and I just wanted to express to everybody how wonderful it's been to become a closer part of the community. I've been here for 10 years, and I feel like I just moved in. Anyhow, I am involved with that, but also I represent ABOB, which is the Alton Band and Orchestra Builders, which is the booster club that supports our music program. So I'm going to hit you up about music because we love to play in spaces. Churches are great for orchestra and band. So anyway, we are having our virtual auction on March 27th through 29th, and it's been held on Facebook the last couple of years, gone virtual, which has been very successful for us, but we're moving it to Zephy, which is a new platform which I introduced. So that is we have 100 lots right now, but we're really working hard to get it up to like 200, and some of them are, there's a couple of stays in local venues. There's going to be packages and baskets you can pick up. Local vendors are supporting us with gift cards and other things, and we've had great support from people in this room. So I'm very grateful for that. So I just would be remiss if I didn't come up here and give that a plug for something that is dear to my heart, since I have all three of my children somehow have musical talent that I did not give them. And we've gone through, and I've got tapped to be the treasurer, probably because I have a 10-year-old who will be in the program for quite some time. So they'll have me for a while. But anyway, hopefully you'll be able to support that. You can find us on Facebook at the ABOB virtual auction, and then I'll have the link to that, which will be March 27th through 29th. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much. I'm looking around the room. Who hasn't spoken yet? Marcus, what's going on at the restaurant? Gotta pick on him, you know?
I was definitely going to remain silent tonight. Hello. Hello, Marcus Boyd with My Just Desserts. Pie Day is coming up, so 314. So by popular demand, people have been asking about, we used to do a pie flight. So we're going to have 3 slices of pie for $3.14 a piece. So it's going to be like, I guess $9.42 for 3 pieces of pie. So we're taking recommendations on what people's favorite pies are so we can bring them back for Pie Day for 314. So March 14th, Pie Day.
Super cool. Thanks. Who else can I pick on? Who else hasn't spoken yet? Anybody else? Come on up. Hard to see off in the rafters there. Go right ahead.
Hi, everybody. I see a lot of familiar faces I recognize. Some of you might recognize my face because there's a few of us running around. My name is Tom Gushoni. Live up here on just off of State Street on McPherson. Just opening up a new business starting Monday here in this building, Blue and Gold Consulting. I'm here to help small businesses be better salespeople. Notice there is a growing need, not for the financial ends, but for how do small businesses really go out and capture that business? How do you turn that artistry into profits for your business? Small fees on my end. I'm here to help the Alton community. This community helped send me to college in 1995, where I graduated from the United States Naval Academy, supported me from the beginning. So I've come back, moved back in 2020 to help out with my family here, with my 12 brothers and sisters, my dad's 8 brothers and sisters. Everybody knows us on Christian Hill, and have seen us around for years. The face looks familiar because there's a few of us. I'm so glad to be back in this community and watch it move forward. Sarah's done fantastic work with moving Alton Main Street, and I said, I want to be a part of this. So, I will be right upstairs at 408, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5 to 7 p.m., because I do have a day job. So, if you guys have any questions about how to accelerate your business in the 21st century, especially on the smaller set, that's what I'm here for. It's awesome being here.
All right, going once, going twice. I would just like to remind everybody that we only do these quarterly, so please do mark your calendar for next time, which will be on May 20th. We invite you to enjoy pizza from Bossa Nova and cookies from the Cookie Factory there in the back. Please do linger around for networking. If somebody said something you're interested in, tap them on the shoulder, get to know them a little bit better. That's what we're here to do as well, is bring everybody together and make new friends and just get our community more connected. Please stay tuned to our website for updates and announcements. That's downtownalton.com. And if you have something exciting coming up, please do reach out about being a featured speaker at the next event. Thank you all so much for your continued support.
RiverBender.com's coverage is proudly brought to you by Munganask Burkhart, Alton Toyota, Gerard Fisher, American Family Insurance, Barrett Heating and Cooling, Grid Solar, the power of independence, Halg Orthodontics, creating unforgettable smiles, Lewis & Clark, Community College, Liberty Bank, Bank Locally, Bank Liberty, Macias Insurance Agency, Nautilus Fitness Center, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville, Tarrant & Harmon, Real Estate and Auction, and Roberts Motors.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganask Burkhart Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganask Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganask Burkhart carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
We protect your house. And your car. Because we know they're the launching pad to their dreams. And now you can save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Get paid to go solar. We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank. The local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. prices you can trust, and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganats Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganats Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganats